You've just received your Heckler Wall Mount MX for iPad Pro 12.9, and now you want to install it on the wall. That's perfect. Wall Mount MX for iPad Pro is compatible with iPad Pro 3rd, 4th, and 5th generation with 12.9-inch screens. Let's walk through each step so you can easily and confidently install Wall Mount MX and provide your wall-mounted iPad Pro with constant power and data. This will be your one-stop shop for everything you need to know from installation and troubleshooting to tips and tricks. I'll be covering a lot of information, so please feel free to pause the video at any point as you follow along. Please refer to the timestamp in the description below to navigate to a specific section. I'll cover the most common installation method, installing Wall Mount MX to a gang box first. If you don't want to install a gang box to your wall and instead have your power cable in view on the outside of the wall, I'll show you how to do that as well. If that's you, you can skip to that section. Alright, let's get to it. In the box, you'll receive Wall Mount MX, all necessary installation hardware, which includes 4 screws for fastening the mount to a gang box, 2 drywall anchors and screws for fastening the mount directly to drywall, 2 assembly keys, and a Velcro strap for mounting a power adapter and for cable management, a USB-C right angle adapter, and if you purchase Wall Mount MX in a bundle, you'll receive the PoE Texas PoE Plus to USB-C adapter for power and data connectivity. Before we get started, you are going to need a few tools and parts. There's a link to all the tools in the description. You will need a double gang box, bubble level, drywall saw, Phillips head screwdriver, we recommend a power screwdriver, the Apple USB-C cable that came with your iPad, and of course an Ethernet cable. At least Cat5e is required for PoE. However, we recommend using Cat6 or better. A word about safety here. Today's installation is a low voltage installation and therefore a licensed electrician is not required. That stated, we are about to cut into our wall and there could be high voltage wires nearby. So to be safe, we are going to shut off the power to this area at our circuit breakers before we cut into the wall. If any of this does not sound like your idea of fun, please contact an electrician. Once you have everything out of the box, we will need to first remove the wall bracket and prepare Wall Mount MX to install your iPad Pro. Notice the wall bracket comes with a pre-installed Velcro strap for securing excess cables or your favorite PoE adapter. If not needed, this can be removed. Fully disassemble the wall bracket by loosening but not completely removing the set screw. Before installing iPad into the enclosure, we will first prepare the wall. For our install, we'll mount ours near our door, mounting it 9 inches on center away from the swinging door for safety. Of course, you can install Wall Mount MX wherever you like. Our mount is designed to fasten to a standard in-wall gang box. We do this to provide a safe storage location for your power and data adapter. Please note that the gang box location is off-centered with Wall Mount MX, so we'll use Wall Mount MX as our template to mark the gang box location. Place the Wall Mount MX on the wall where you would like it to be installed and mark the location of the 4 screws here, 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 and here. You don't need to be perfect here as the slots on the wall bracket are designed with some play so you can later precisely position your mount relative to the gang box. Place the gang box on the wall where you mark the 4 screw locations and trace your cutting line around the gang box. Once you are happy with the location, verify you have shut off power at this location, grab your drywall saw, and carefully cut a hole for the gang box. Route your network cable through the gang box. Now you can place the gang box in the square you just cut and tighten the screws on the top right and bottom left. These will deploy the plastic tabs that secure the gang box in place. Once your gang box is installed and the Ethernet cable routed and ready to go, it's time to install your power and networking adapter. We will be using the PoE Texas PoE Plus adapter for Wall Mount MX for iPad Pro. Connect your Ethernet cable to the Ethernet port on the left side of the adapter. This is a low voltage installation, allowing the PoE adapter to be placed neatly inside the gang box. You are welcome to use any adapter you like, but please refer to the manufacturer's instructions for safe installation. Place the wall bracket on top of the gang box and line it up with the 4 holes in the gang box and install the 4 screws. With the wall bracket installed, you are now ready to install our iPad Pro into the enclosure. Fully remove the bracket on the USB-C connector side. Ours will be on the right side. Loosen but do not fully remove the other 3 brackets. Slide the iPad from the side where the side bracket was removed. Slide underneath the other 3 brackets. Tighten brackets into place with the included Allen key. Do not fully tighten the bracket near the USB-C connector just yet. First, connect the included right angle USB-C adapter to your Apple USB-C cable and then connect it to the iPad Pro. Then fully tighten the bracket. With the iPad fully enclosed, connect the other end of the cable to the USB-C port on the PoE Texas adapter. Neatly wrap the cable with the included Velcro hoop and loop strap. Place the PoE adapter behind the wall bracket. With everything in place, we can now install our iPad enclosure onto the wall bracket. Hook the top notch to the wall bracket and adjust it until it hangs vertically. Before securing the wall mount into place, let's make sure that we have full power and data functionality. First, check for power by checking the battery icon at the top right corner. You should see the lightning bolt charging symbol. Once you verify that your iPad Pro is receiving power, you can check the data connection. First, go into your settings and turn off Wi-Fi. We can also put the iPad into airplane mode so we don't receive any unwanted notifications. Go to settings, airplane mode, and turn it on. If the Ethernet connection is working, you will now see an option for Ethernet pop up under settings right under the Wi-Fi option. For further confirmation, you can tap the Ethernet menu and verify you have an IP address. It's also a good idea to test one of your apps at this step to ensure that you are receiving data. Once power and data are working as intended, fasten the set screw along the bottom edge of the enclosure. The ball head Allen key provided allows you to turn the set screw without scratching your walls. Tighten the set screw until your enclosure is snug. Be careful to not over tighten. Boom, done. You've officially installed the Heckler Wall Mount MX for iPad Pro. Pretty easy, right? Now, a few words about battery health. With your iPad Pro constantly connected to a power source, you may be concerned for the long-term health of your iPad's battery. Apple understands that there are many use cases for iPad that require constant power and have built in a battery management feature into iOS 11.3 or later. This feature recognizes that your iPad is connected to a constant power source, then reduces the maximum charging level to keep your battery healthy for a long time. This feature is completely automatic, so there's nothing that you need to do. If you are not receiving power and or data, PoE Texas recommends unplugging the USB-C connection from the adapter and reversing it. Once you have Wall Mount MX for your iPad Pro 12.9 installed and set up just how you need it for your home or business, you may want to limit the iPad Pro to a single app, disable specific buttons, or set the screen to remain on at all times. That's where iPad's guided access feature comes in. On your iPad Pro, tap Settings, Accessibility, Guided Access. Then switch Guided Access to On. Tap Passcode Settings, set Guided Access passcode, then set a passcode. If you'd like your display to stay on at all times, back on the guided access settings screen, tap Display Auto Lock, then tap Never. Next, open the app that you'd like to keep open at all times. Once the app is open, triple tap the top button. You are now in a guided access session. If you'd like to adjust which iPad buttons remain functional while in guided access, triple tap the top button, tap in your passcode. Then guided access options screen will appear. From the options menu, you can choose what functions remain functional and what buttons will be disabled. Then tap Resume to resume your guided access session. Tap End to end the sessions and return your iPad to normal operation. For some installations, you may choose to simply expose your charging cable in front of the wall. For those installations, there is no need to install a gang box, which means you can simply install your Wall Mount MX directly to Drywall. Here's how. Use the wall bracket as your template to mark the locations for the drywall anchors. You'll want to avoid your wall studs here. Next, screw the self-drilling anchors into the drywall at the marked locations. Now fasten the wall bracket to the wall anchors with the included screws. Take the fully enclosed iPad with the USB-C connected and place the mount on the wall bracket. Make sure it is level and tighten the set screw. Plug in your Apple power supply into a normal outlet. Use Wi-Fi for your data. For any questions, don't hesitate to comment below or reach out to our amazing customer service team at service@hecklerdesign.com. Call us at 844-432-5930 and chat with us at hecklerdesign.com.